Right, we're going to continue on with this unwrapping of the chair, for example, and I'll just show you a couple of other ways that we can go about doing it. You can see as well that we've got the cylinder part down here, but this chair sort of abruptly stops there, so I'm going to go into edge and select the edge over here, so you can see that it's this one, that one there, it's highlighted, and also this guy here. So I'm just going to stitch that over there, select this guy here, stitch that down as well. You can, if you want to come in and just clean that up as well, and do it with the vertical and the horizontal alignments as well. But that should be okay there for the minute. There's another way that we can go about it. It does look a bit distorted, so I'm not too happy with it. I'm going to show you a different way though that we can go into polygon here. I'm going to select this polygon and this one here. We can grow out the selection, and that will grow out the selection there. And we're going to use a different projection map here. So let's scroll out just to see that's that entire section there. So it seems to be planar mapped pretty well because we flat mapped it originally, but if we want to, and just to show you, we can come down here, projection, and we're going to in a planar map projection. You can see that first of all it's massive, so obviously the pattern looks very small there, but it's planar mapped, it's straight down. Obviously we can come in here, and once we come out of it, we can actually rotate it and scale it down wherever else we need it. I'm just going to undo them steps because it was roughly the correct size there as the other one. And just going to the edge, stitch these guys. And the top part there. Okay, and then basically go into the vertex and start aligning them as we did before. Oh yeah, we have the bottom part as well. So I'll just go into the edge and select that right there. And that's one on top. Stitch it together. Stitch that. So we've got the two armrests done there now. Let's continue on going right down the bottom. So I'm going to select that edge there. You can see that that's actually part of that. Yeah, okay. Maybe we're not going to do that because that might just complicate things. That's that whole section there, so we might just leave that for the minute. I think I'll just quickly go in here and do this so it doesn't annoy me. Alt and just deselect those guys there. We don't want to move them all together now. Okay, so as we're going along and doing these different ways of unwrapping the model, obviously there's quicker ways as well, which I'm going to go over as we come to them. Okay, so that's roughly what we got there. So I'll be off with that for a minute. Just put the two armrests together. Is that pretty much the chair? What's this little section here? There's a little bit left over. Just going to go into wireframe. See it over here. There's a little tray over here by itself. Is it over? Yeah, there's the other one down there. Okay, so we've got these two little trays. We should really stitch them together, otherwise, if we look at the actual texture map here, you can see that it's got the one pretty much texture here, and it's got a completely different texture here. So basically, if we texture this up, and then we have this texture differently, you're definitely going to see the seam there. So they're actually part of the arm there as well, so I might just join that in because it would be realistically part of the arm. So click here and just stitch these guys in. I think this one here too. Okay, so that's two of them there lined up, that should be okay. If we wanted to, we could break off the bottom part here and stitch it there, but we just want a general block size. So that's pretty much the chair. Now I'm going to put on select by element, and in the polygon there I'm going to move this over to this side and holding control, rotating it around and just positioning it in there, and this guy position it down there. So we want to get them fairly close to each other. Just to save on texture space, remember anything that's not a UV cluster, any of this in here or this out here, it's just wasted space. So you might as well use as much of it as you can. If you can think of it as a sheet, an A4 sheet of stickers, then these are the actual stickers that you're going to use, and this is all the leftover white space that you're not going to use. You're going to end up chucking it out after it tangles around your hands. So that's pretty much the chair there. You know, it's not perfect by any means, but everything seems to be okay there. It's a bit of distortion I'm not too happy about on that, as I said earlier. This side it seems to look a bit better, but I'm going to leave that there for the minute. And you can see that the seam will go basically right around up along the top and then down. So it's broken the chair into different sections, different manageable sections. So what we can do is just, for the minute, just plot that down somewhere. We'll probably end up scaling that up because we've got a good bit of space for the rest of the stuff. I'll move on quickly here. Let's have a look at one of the cylinders, because the way that we did the armrest there, we're doing the second one separately as well. We should be able to do it a lot quicker with these cylinders, so I'm going to show you an example of that. We can get the actual center part, let's grow that right out. I'm going to see if I can grow it even further for some reason. Okay, so we can click that plus sign basically to select the whole lot of it, and we'll just have a look at where that is. Drop it down here for a minute. So you can see the flattened map made a complete shit of it. Okay, it's not great at all. So what I can do is grab all of these that are basically this guy here, and I'll minimize this. Actually, I'll just move it a lot smaller for the minute. We're going to scroll up here and look at a different type of projection, which is a cylindrical map. So we actually did this a minute ago on the base of the chair. So I'm going to click this again. You can see that the cylindrical map, just change the view there so it zooms in a bit quicker. Okay, so it's off on the side there, and it's the complete wrong direction, because the cylinder is facing out this way, and the actual map, as you can see, the circle there and the circle there, is facing this way. So it's completely wrong. We'll try it in the X direction, or the Y direction. That looks that way. Yeah, if I drag it out, you can actually see that it is correct. It's just very tight there. So what I'm going to do is go into scale. And scale. Put down to fit there. Okay, so basically it's taken that. Now there is an extra face in there, which essentially is the top face there. So I'm going to come out of cylindrical map. I'm going to select the front face there. I'm going to put a planar map on it. Okay, so as soon as I put the planar map on this here, you can see that all the checker maps are completely square, and it's basically made it the size of the center once we put a projection on it. Move off to the side here, hold control, and just scale it down to bit. I'm going to make this pretty large because I want these dots to be pretty high res detail. I'm going to select by element. I'm going to select the outside of it there and just drag that onto the side as well. Now, if you can tell here, we've got, I'll go into edge to see if we can see it a bit better. We've got that edge there, that one there, that one there, and that one there. So if you can see when I'm going through clicking on these, they're being clicked along here. So that's that one there, that one there. So basically it's a really short space between these here. There's a big massive space here. That's why we're seeing all the distortion in the actual texture map. So what I'm going to do is pretty quickly just come out of select by element. So I just grab the top row there, hold shift and just drag that down together. Drag these together. Drag all them down. I'm going to select the bottom row there because there's a bit of distortion on it. I'm just going to flatten them out basically. So you can see that we're starting to slightly see the actual shape of the checkered map there. Now it is obviously still distorted, so I'm going to select a whole lot of it and just scale it. Now if I make it big for the minute, I can actually see where it's going in. It looks like it's sort of doubling up in the center there. So okay, so it is actually overlapped. So this line in the middle should be actually at the bottom. So I'm glad I caught that there. I'm going to grab these vertex along here, hold down shift, drag them out so you can see that it's not going to flip over and distort as it was. So there's a good reason why we use the checkered helper. Okay, so I'm going to make this big and then scale it out so that we can see. We're trying to get squares here, so at the front I think it's okay, so the distortion must be happening in the top section here. So they actually need to be closer together. I might just scale that whole thing up just for a minute, just so we can see all the checkered maps. It's just very difficult with this tiny little screen. Okay, so that's starting to look a bit better, and then there's a bit of space there, and they're all fine. Okay, so that seems to be okay. I'm going to hold on Control, scale that down a good bit, and you can see that we should have perfect squares. Now, one thing you may notice is the numbers are backwards. Okay, so that's another reason why we use the checker map with the numbers on it. So to rectify that, I'm going to place a map where you can see the numbers. I'm going to just flip it in the vertical direction here. If you click and drag, that will pop that out. So I'm just going to click on the mirror here. Let's flip the UVs, and because the UVs are placed down on top of the actual Unwrap helper here, so I'll move it over to show you. You can see that they've flipped the correct way. Okay, so that's, going to scale this down to about there. So we've got the circular dial there, which is perfectly square, and that's all good. And then the actual cylinder wrapped around here. So this is perfect for what we need here. So the next thing I'm going to show you is actually, we're going to go into into polygon. We're going to select these UVs. Now, if I'm perfectly happy with how they're laid out and they're lined up, I know it's a pretty simple object there at the minute, but I want to give a bit of space in between so we can actually plot down the circular dials or whatever inside of Photoshop. So I'm going to select these guys here. So I've selected basically this whole object, if you want to think of it that way. I'm not touching any of the other UVs or the other polys in the actual model. We can come up to the edit menu inside the edit UVs, up into edit and into copy. So basically what we're going to do now is just copy where these UVs are placed and how they're laid out. So edit, copy, okay, then I'm going to come over here and select, say, just to keep things conform for the minute, I'm going to select this other one, which if I zoom out, up there somewhere, and it's got all its little bits all over the place. So I'm going to plus again. I'm going to come over here and just grow the selection out to select all of that, and move that one over to here. Now you can see that this was in the same state that this one was in a couple of minutes ago. It's completely broken up, and that's what happened with the flat mapping. So when we have all of this selected, we should be able to come up to edit and then down to paste, and you can see straight away not only does it copy the actual UVs, but it places it down exactly on top of it. Now we don't particularly want to do that because I do want to put different dials down, so I'm just going to move this and maybe hold shift and just drag it up to the top there. Now what we would do probably for layout reasons would be, move this down here, grab this whole section there because we know that these are all the roundy parts around it. I'm going to select this face here, grow the selection all the way out, come up here, edit, paste that down again. So these are the smaller ones, so we probably should scale them down to maybe halfway. And what I'm going to do with this one here now is copy that, select this guy down here, grow the selection up, and paste. So we end up with two of them, two of the smaller ones there. And place these roughly beside each other. If I put on the select by element, grab this guy here. I thought you have to stick down here, but stick here. So we're just trying to stick all these guys together. So that there should make sense. So you can see how if the shapes are very similar, we can actually unwrap just one part of it, or one element, if you want to think of it that way, one group of UVs, and then select all the polygons in that group or that cluster, come to edit, copy, select the other object by using the grow selection, and then just go to edit, paste, and I will paste it down in a perfect area. So we've got these. I'm going to scale these down to fit. Now you can see that the size of the chair, the checkers on the chair are quite big, so it's not getting a whole lot of UV space, whereas these guys have a lot more resolution. So what we should be doing really is matching them first of all. So if I was to match them, the scale difference would be even bigger than that, actually, to be honest. But as I said, I do want to give these dials some extra resolution, so I'm just going to put that somewhere there for the minute. We'll go through and start cleaning it up later and make sure that there's not many gaps in between it, but for the minute I'm just going to pause the video. We'll come back then and have a look at doing the actual monitors, and we'll give them an awful lot more texture space.